everybody. Welcome to the Section 325 podcast.
Second half.
Second half. We are in the second half of the season.
We are officially. Trade deadline is officially over. Just what?
Today.
35 minutes ago?
Yeah, today it ended, but we had a few last minute trades.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles picked up somebody. The
Steelers made some moves.
Yeah, they picked up a wide receiver.
And
the Commanders.
Well, and the Packers, Preston Smith went to Steelers. So they made a couple moves. And the Commanders?
They got Mike Williams over at Pittsburgh, the wide receiver.
Yep.
The Commanders picked up Lattimore, the corner from the Saints. So that's pretty big. He's been a good player, 4-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Denver
made some moves. They actually signed Cooper for a 4-year deal.
I saw that.
And then also we got rid of Byron. His contract was going to be up at the end of the year, so we just traded him now just to get a pick out of it. You know, he probably wasn't going to stick around anyway, so get what we can.
Yeah, so. Seattle made 2 moves on the defensive side. We got a defensive tackle a few weeks ago from the Jaguars and then picked up a linebacker from Tennessee. We swapped linebackers with them. Jones, his 2 games that he's played, led the team in tackles, and he's a force. He's hitting the hole before the running back does. That's what we need. And last week, this is going to lead us into our weekly statement of the week for week number 9. But Seattle was able to, in the Seahawks, they lost the game to the Rams. We watched in overtime, but the defense showed up for the first time since the first 3 games of the year. They put together a full game. It looked good. It looked good.
Even after a lot of offensive mistakes for the Seahawks.
Yeah,
they were still able to keep the game
2 weeks in a row, stupid mistakes. And really, it's been Geno Smith. And I put a post on Facebook. I'm like, let's bench him. We need some kind of different spark. And then I had to calm down a little bit because then I saw the numbers. 60% of his dropbacks, he was pressured. Yeah. He was pressured. Now, the 2 picks that he threw, that's on him.
Yeah, the pick 6.
Definitely. He had a wide open canine over on the sideline. He threw it to the defender instead. And I'm like, so I like the way he took ownership of it and felt like he let the whole city down. Well, I was at the game and you let me down, Geno Smith. Just be better. But my statement is, Seattle, you've had so many years of just no offensive line. Get an offensive line. Let's go. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. We need an offensive line. Yeah. Seattle needs to be able to run the ball to be successful in this league because it takes pressure off the passing game.
Well, yeah, and even look at the years you had with Russell.
Yeah, it's not just protection problems. We can't run the dang ball.
Yeah, so I think that's always been an ongoing thing with Seattle is the offensive line.
Yeah, well, we're in overtime. We have the ball down there. We go for it a 4th and a half yard. Let's be honest, it wasn't even a full yard, and we lost 2 yards. That tells me right there, I said, okay, boys, we're going to find out who wants this more. Who wants the NFC West right now more?
It's up
the Rams.
Abs.
The Rams did.
Yeah.
They got a 2-yard lost tackle on a running back sweep out of the shotgun. I don't know why we're running out of this. Well, maybe we were up on the line at that time. First time he handed it up because it could have been a quarterback sneak, what I thought they were going to do. Mm-hmm. But no, they hand it off and run a sweep to the left-hand side of the offense. Just, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my statement. Get an offensive line, Seattle.
Yeah. Well, I can't say anything better for the Broncos. They just got their butts whooped. And, you know, I will give kudos to Bo Nix. He's very humble in his post-game interviews. You know, week 2, he threw an interception when they played the Steelers, and they asked him about that, and he's like, yeah, I dropped back and threw it the other team. Next question. And that's kind of how he was. It was more of a, we got our butts kicked. There was just too many what-ifs in the game and too early of what-ifs.
Dude, he had that guy open on a deep
on the 4th down. Yeah. So we went on 4th down at least 3 times. We did get it at the goal line on a throwback. It's actually a Philly special. If you look at it, it was the
It
old Philly
was,
special.
and he made a great play.
He made a great play. He caught the pass, and Bo Nix scored.
When I
at the
watched
goal
it,
line.
I think I texted you. I was like, no, why would you? Oh, yes, touchdown.
But again, like he said in his interview, there's too many what ifs. And when you have a what if happen early in the game, it can really screw the game, go one way or the other. So I think we went on fourth down too early in the game, and the game kind of got away with us. But this next week, my statement is no more what ifs. Just play your game, play the running game, and you will be able. The Broncos will be able to beat the Chiefs.
As a
They play the
Seahawk
Chiefs this week,
fan,
so.
it's always the if only, if we could have, what if. It feels like, is that just every team? Or is that just how you're feeling now? Because I always feel like, even like in the game on our game Sunday, I'm like, okay, he doesn't throw those 2 picks. What does that game look like?
Yeah. Yeah.
Inside the 10-yard line. Let's not forget, Geno threw 2 interceptions inside the 10.
Yeah, I get one of the fourth down conversion or fourth down attempts. We were kind of in that no man land where could you punt? Could you kick a long field goal? It's short enough yards. Let's just try to see what we can do and get out of it. But if you're doing that against the Chiefs, you need to convert those fourth downs, or at least just have confidence in your defense. If you need to, just punt the ball, punt it deep, get them stuck in their deep of their end zone, and maybe make a defensive play out of that and play the possession game all game long. So
Denver was really playing good defense. They were in that game the first quarter, part of the second quarter.
And I
just kind of slipped away from them.
It did. And I think sometimes when you see it not going your way, sometimes you kind of lay the lay off the brake, and it just kind of got away. And again, Lamar Jackson, he had an almost perfect game.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's what he's capable of.
But also, they lost to the Browns the week before, so they took it out on the Broncos.
Yeah,
and this is what I was kind of hoping. I mentioned it last night in Monday Night Football.
You got your wish.
You know what? I'm kind of hoping the Chiefs would win Monday night, just because if they lost, then they would be taking it out on the Broncos this week. So now that the Broncos got their butts kicked, I'm hoping they can take care of business.
Take it out on the Chiefs.
And take it out on the Chiefs.
Well, we're going to find out what the Broncos are made of. But if Tampa Bay can go in on a Monday night game and play toe-to-toe with the Chiefs, I think the Broncos have a great shot at beating them. And the other
Did you see Baker's facial expression after the coin toss in the overtime?
No.
When Chiefs won the overtime, he's just like, yeah, we'll defend that way. Like, he knew that he wasn't going to get the ball back.
Yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate that they do it that way. It really should be how college handles it. I don't understand why the pros is have to do with gambling. Speaking of gambling, I'm mad at you. You start talking about parlays and I go to the Snoqualmie Casino. We go there. We have the guys want to make a few bets, so I'm like, I download the app. I made a parlay bet, and I won every single one. I got all my picks right. Picked the right everything. Guess who let me down? Because I was like, there's no way the Broncos are going to get beat by more than 7 points.
You never bet against the Broncos, apparently, or go with the Broncos. You always.
I just thought with their defense, I thought the Ravens would win, but I thought with their defense, the Broncos would keep it closer than that. And so
to make you feel better, I had 3 parlay bets over the weekend. One, I had like 5 or 4 QBs. I think 5 actually. QBs to throw 2 touchdowns or more. They all got them except for one, Dak Prescott. He was injured and he went out of the game.
Yeah, and he said that.
And that was almost my maybe. I should I do a 5th? Like, I think he might do okay against the Falcons, but that was my decision. Another one was a game pick. I did pick Buffalo to win, but I had them win by 4 points.
Same.
And they only won by 3.
Yeah.
And then Bo Nix to throw a touchdown pass, and he was 1 yard away at the end of the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah,
Actually, I
if
might
you
have
have a
lost that.
gambling problem, there's a number you can call, and only gamble if you are.
Here's the
This
deal.
is just my statements, just to make sure that everyone knows.
I'm not a.
Only gamble if you can afford to lose.
I am not a gambler. That was my first time ever betting on any kind of sport, other than with a buddy. Yeah, I'll bet you
Yeah.
$5, whatever. But and I learned my lesson. I don't even want to do that ever again. If I'd have won, oh man, I'd be like, ooh, let's make another bet. I'd have won like $1,000.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I won all three of them, it would have been over $1,000.
Mm.
And again, these are just like $10 bets.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
put $100 down.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
put 100.
Yeah.
So I lost $100 bill, and I'm not happy about it. It cost me something. I don't know what. Cost me a lesson is what it cost me. So that's statement of the week. Let's move on.
Yeah. We have a lot to go through.
Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
So last week we discussed the NFC, AFC, North or East teams and their game matchups. So we had the Jets, Bills, Patriots, Dolphins for the East AFC, and then the NFC Giants, Commanders, Cowboys, and Eagles. So
I couldn't remember about this one, and I thought that I had you on this one.
yeah, so I think that was the only game that we had.
Yeah, so let's
Different,
just go
so.
through them. Bills obviously barely. I was surprised the Dolphins played him that close.
Mhm.
I was not surprised. I almost took the Jets.
I was almost thinking about taking the Jets too, just because
They've
it's
just been
time.
losing.
Like,
They've been losing. Yeah, they got to get over that hump.
Yeah.
And I knew the Texans were playing close games. I should have picked the Jets, so that's my fault. Patriots, I just thought that they were going to win. I picked that mainly to have a different pick with you, and it backfired.
Yeah, because I picked first.
So Patriots, you suck. Never thought we'd ever say that, did we, folks? Now that Tom Brady's gone. Both took the Commanders. Commanders took it to the Giants.
Oh, you want to hear an interesting stat of the Giants on that game? First half stats for Daniel Jones. He had a touchdown pass. The total passing yards, 0.
Daniel Jones. Poor guy.
Only Daniel Jones could probably pull that off.
Dude, the Eagles. Did you see Saquon Barkley's reverse jump?
I don't even know how you could do that on Madden. It's like D stick, control, B button with a little X button. I don't know.
You know, it was super cool that somebody had a video of the Eagles sideline looking over the top of all the players and the play happening in live, right? And everybody's like, oh, you can see them. They're going like this. And then he does it, and they all went, oh, they turn around because they were like, oh, one guy was like shaking his head. Like,
that was probably the most athletic play of the year.
Unbelievable.
Sure. Yeah.
And he got up.
And I think, kind of looking at it, he was doing a couple of spin moves before. And I think he was ready to spin, but he noticed there was a defender. So I think it was kind of like in the middle of a spin, and then he just jumped. And his momentum kind of took him backward,
it was
hurdle.
Incredible.
It was awesome.
Anyway, I had a winning week, but man, you have just come on here.
Yeah, I'm catching up. I got the lead now.
3 games, 4 games. Ouch. That's going to be tough to overcome.
Yeah, especially these next few weeks with the same.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not horrible here.
No, not at all. You're in the green.
So anyway, let's move along quickly.
Yeah.
We don't need people seeing the picks anymore.
Yeah, I need to go out and vote. So
and Travis is up. Let's go back. Travis is up 4 games, so I got a little groundwork to make up. But let's go into Wolves power ranks.
Yep. Not a whole lot of movements. A lot of teams kind of stayed put, but there was some movement upward. And
do you remember when the Seahawks were in the top 10 for that one?
I did.
A couple weeks.
Yeah, the first 3 weeks.
That was exciting. Ever since you put them in, they slid.
Yeah,
let's just not put them in anymore.
Okay.
Falcons move into the 10th spot. You were kind of saying if they win, you'd probably slide them in. They make it in there. Eagles.
They stay.
They stay.
They didn't have they almost lost it at the end there against the Jaguars. So I just had them stay put because the Ravens, they dominated that game against the Broncos. So I jumped them up.
Did the Eagles coach do anything stupid after the game?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's cool. I mean, I like him. I don't know why people give him such a hard time for just being different. You know, you can't all be Bill Belichick and boring. This guy's got a personality. So, which Belichick's kind of showing his personality on the Manning cast.
Yeah,
dude. Is Eli the better brother? Is who's better, Peyton or Eli?
Like in what category?
Well, I think talking wise, Peyton's a better talker,
He is, because Eli
communicator.
has that.
He kind of
He
dumb when he
has
talks,
that look on his face the
but he
entire time.
does like these super fun. Like when he was doing the
I
dance at the
think Eli
Giants.
is funnier. Or
Yeah,
I think he's more funny.
yeah.
Funnier, more
Anyway,
funny. Yeah,
he's more funny.
yeah,
He's funnier than his brother Peyton.
yeah. There we go. More
Yeah,
fun
yeah.
or funnier.
Anyway, between
Anyway,
the two of them, it's a good matchup.
it is.
Congrats.
It is.
Yeah. So the Ravens, they move up because they were at 9.
They're at 10.
They were 10.
Yep.
Okay.
So they moved. They jumped the Eagles.
Steelers, they move up,
Yep.
and rightfully so. Russell Wilson, they were on a bye, but they're still looking good. Now they have their new wide receiver, Mike Williams. Packers.
They dropped, I think, just one because they were playing against a tough line team. So I think Packers still have it. It's funny, they are 6-3, so they're 3 games ahead 500, and yet they're still third in their division.
Crazy. So they move down after the loss. The Vikings, they get a nice little win over Indianapolis, led by Joe Flacco,
Mm-hmm.
because well, we don't need to go into that again.
Did you see in the Bears game, DJ Moore talking about Richardson tapping out in the game? Well, he tapped out pretty much in the middle of a play. Williams is scrambling around, and I honestly, I think DJ was near the sideline, and then he just kind of walks off onto their sideline bench while the play was still going. But I think, honestly, I think he might have stepped out, and he's like, well, I can't come back into play and touch the ball, so he just stayed on the sideline. And it was like second or third down, so he knew if we don't get it, we're going to probably put a different personnel package in. So
Yeah, you just can't give up on
yeah,
plays.
I can't.
Did you hear about the Bears corner that was goofing around during the Hail Mary?
Yeah.
He got demoted, and he walked out.
Oh, well,
Walked out.
a lot of these players think they're entitled and they can do whatever they want, I guess.
It's too bad. Commanders, solid, dude.
Yep.
Solid. Bills,
solid.
Solid.
Yeah. Chiefs, again, I mean,
nobody's beating them.
No one's beating them, so they stay there. Again, they're in these close games. I think 6 of their 8 games that they won have been one possession
one score,
games.
one possession.
So again, once you've blown someone out of the water, then you can be talking about, are they a caliber team? So
I can't wait till they lose.
I can't wait either.
In the playoffs.
This Sunday. In the playoffs,
they're practically already in the playoffs.
They are, yeah.
Number 1, the Lions. Wow, they go into Lambeau and just take care of business.
Yep.
And they were talking about Goff has not played well in cold weather, rainy weather.
He only has 3 outdoor games this year.
Well, he started the game 11 for 11, so yeah. I think he's doing all right.
Fun.
Yeah, so that's the power ranks.
Yeah, that's the power rankings. Check them out if you think you agree with this or think team should be in there. That's not. Just let us know. See what you think.
Yeah, I mean,
tell us what you think.
Quickly, let's give it up to the Panthers for beating the Saints in a game.
Yeah, Saints fired the coach. Another firing head coach this year already. So,
well, he needed to go. That guy's been fired twice with Carr as his starting quarterback.
Yeah. So,
did you see the wide receiver?
Yeah, Thomas
go
Michael
off.
Thomas.
Is he still play for the Saints?
I don't think so. I don't think he's playing right now.
Okay, he's just talking smack.
I think he's bored on Sundays and just smack.
He was probably drinking a little bit of the old grandpa's medicine. All right, moving along. Divisional review. We
have the NFC and AFC South this week.
Going to South, the Bucks just coming off their loss on Monday night, giving them everything they had. Baker Mayfield looked impressive.
He did. Not having your top 2 receivers, he's still going out there and throwing touchdown passes.
I haven't seen a lot of Buccaneers games, but they seem to be playing at a fast pace.
Yeah.
Fast pace. Like it was incredible.
And I think Baker leads the league in touchdown passes.
It's possible.
I think so.
He's playing well. Anyway, the
So
Falcons. I got a phone call today. Somebody giving me a hard time about not talking the Falcons up, but sometimes.
did they give me kudos for choosing them?
No, he was just mad because I just said, "Hey, listen, you got to have a little controversy to get people to watch, get them fired up, right?" I mean, but ultimately, I was not going to take the division away from the Bucks. They won it the year prior, and we all see how new quarterbacks coming into a system aren't necessarily. It means you're going to win. Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson doesn't mean you're going to win, but I think the Falcons definitely. Cousins is playing solid. I wouldn't say he's playing awesome, but he's fit in real nice. But they have those running backs, and I
Yeah,
think their biggest struggle is their defense.
yeah. And looking at the rest of the division or conference, I should say, you have to win the division in order to make the playoffs. If you're staying at par 500 all season long, you're not going to make the playoffs. You have to win the division. So, you know, sure it was a tough game against the Chiefs, but moving forward, they have some divisional games that they need to win.
Yeah, Panthers,
And I
Titans,
don't
Saints, Jags, they're out of it.
I think they've already played the Falcons twice. I feel like they've already played twice.
Well, the Bucks beat them the first time
Okay.
because I think that's what they're talking about. Is if they would have won, they would have had the tiebreaker over them.
over
So
them.
I think the
Okay.
Bucks did win, but we can double check
Yeah,
that right now.
I'll double check
But
that.
yeah, but moving on, the Falcons are looking good. The Texans, they've been playing tight games, but they're good. They're well coached. They've had some injuries, right? They're going to have to overcome like everyone. But the Colts, I think they have a really good team. But they're kind of like the Bucks, the Seahawks, maybe the Broncos. Maybe Broncos are a little better, but just teams that can go out and win, and usually are shooting themselves in the foot,
Yeah.
right?
Going back to the Falcons and Bucks, they both already played each other twice, and Falcons won each
Both
game.
games.
Both games.
Okay.
So
Then maybe that's what I heard, but I just thought they were talking about the Bucks. But I did hear that,
the Falcons have the edge on the Bucks.
yeah. So even
Pretty
if the
much.
Bucks come all the way back and catch them and tie it up, Falcons still have the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That is
Colts
huge.
could still have a bounce back, like I think you were saying, but yeah,
It's going to be tough. It's
it'll
going
be
to be
tough.
tough. So anyway, well, let's get into our picks from the NFC, AFC South. So Munich, Germany. How fun would it be to go to Germany, drink some German beer, and watch the game?
And chant out John Denver at the end
Rocky
of third
Mountain
quarter.
Colorado.
I'll go first. So the Germany game, Giants and Panthers. I mean, I'm sorry. Here's another statement I'll make. I'm just sorry in international games. We always give you the crappiest two teams that play. It's like we don't want them to play here, so we just pawn it off on you.
Well, I mean, it's better than sending one good team and one bad
That
team
team, I mean,
because
that's
then you have a
true.
lopsided
Yeah.
victory. Now they got two guys that are
It's
like,
an even match game.
yeah.
Yeah, why not? I think Panthers. I think Panthers will take this one. They had a good, nice, solid win against the Saints. And
How
that
did
might be
Bryce play? I didn't see any highlights of that game. I was driving home from Seattle.
Yeah, I didn't either. And I was driving back from
Moscow?
no, Tri-Cities.
Oh,
I went to a
Tri-City.
wedding over the weekend.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, Panthers, Bryce Young, I need to see his numbers, but I'll take the Giants in this one. I got to make a little bit of a comeback, and I think it's
okay.
that even.
Yeah, that's not even.
Giants
So
have been playing well.
perfect. I got Panthers. You got Giants.
Okay. Sunday, regular afternoon game, Bills and Colts. That's probably a 10 a.m. start for Pacific time. But 1 o'clock on the East Coast, definitely taking the Bills in
Yeah,
this one.
I'm taking Bills too.
Yeah, sorry, Colts
Yeah.
fans.
Joe Flacco. I mean, Joe Flacco has his good days and his bad days, and this last weekend it was a bad
Well, I
day.
mean, he's playing a Viking team that lost 2 in a row.
and
after
he's coming off the
starting 5-0.
couch still. So
Yeah, he's still got rug burns and stuff. And
yeah.
anyway, so moving along, Falcons at the Saints.
I mean, I've been favoring the Falcons all year long. So
Yeah, you
especially
have.
with Saints getting a new interim coach.
It's almost like they're your second favorite team.
Maybe I don't know, or I just think they have a really nice guy for a quarterback.
Yeah, he is nice. Nice, this guy. Falcons. Take the Falcons, too.
All right, perfect.
Vikings at the Jags. The Jags seem to be in every game lately, but definitely don't think the Vikings are going to let the Jags beat them this time.
No, Vikings. I'm going with Vikings. Vikings want to try to gain the North, and just any game will help. So,
all right. So we both got the Vikings. Titans at the Chargers.
I mean, I would love to see the Chargers lose because that's a divisional game and or divisional teams. But
Rudolph, starting quarterback.
Titans did have a good game over the weekend. Patriots. I'll go Chargers. I'll pick Chargers.
Yeah, I'm not going to lose any ground on you on that one. Even more, I'm going to take the Chargers as well.
Okay, yeah. Niners and Bucks.
Niners and Bucks.
This will be a good game.
Well, I mean, the Bucks are good. They're good. They're in every game. I think the only game they did not play well in was the Ravens.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to go with the Niners on this one. And then the Sunday night, I didn't change this, so I apologize. It's actually the Detroit Lions playing at Houston. So that was the last entry from last week.
Oh, you just missed it.
Yeah, I just missed it. So
don't look at this line.
Don't look at this line. Think of
Lions at Houston. Ooh, yep. Big game.
Yeah, that's a good game too.
Big
Lions
game.
At Houston.
Okay, so I'm going to take the Niners. And then I'm not going to pick the Jaguars or the Eagles. I'm going to take
the Lions or Houston.
Yeah, I'm not picking against the Lions. I'm going to take the Lions in Houston.
So, yeah, Detroit versus Houston on Sunday nights. I'm taking the Lions. So,
it could be a good game, though.
It could be, yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm going to watch that. Seahawks are on a bye, so
yeah, I apologize. I didn't realize we had 7 games there. So I think I just missed one, thinking that because we had 6 games last week. So anyway, Sunday night, Lions.
Again, these are picks from
Titans,
the NFC, AFC South.
Texans. So
yeah.
Okay, got it.
And what was the other game?
Which one?
Oh, Lions at
Lions and Texans.
And Texans are in the South. That's correct. Okay,
yes.
Gotcha.
Texans
We're good.
Are in the South.
All right.
Okay.
So to wrap up Week 9 and head into the second half of the season, regardless of what's happened in the season, if your team's 5-4, 4-5, maybe on the outside looking in their division, this is where you make your money. You want to be playing your best football going into Thanksgiving, December, and into the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So this is where you're really going to find out what kind of team you have. Most of them, the wheels fall off. The good ones will rise to the occasion and start winning some games.
Yep. And we'll start seeing some playoff picture moments. I mean, no one's officially out yet, so no one's eliminated. No one has clinched the playoffs yet, so it could happen. Any team has their chance. So it is the second half, and that's what we are.
Yeah. And speaking of that, anything you want to add?
No. Yeah, I just hope that Broncos can take care of business and have a rebound game and just take down the Chiefs. I called it last week that to you, Broncos will give the Chiefs their first loss.
Yeah, he did. He did say that. I can vouch for him. However, by the time we air this our show,
yep, because today's Tuesday,
we will know who our new president is going to be.
Yep.
And I am excited. And I hope that we're on our way to making America great again. Anyway, this is Section 325. We're signing out.